Hi, and welcome to the Only Kyle Show. I am Kyle Miller. Here with me today is Miss Emily Dawn and Mr.
No!
Ryan Shmotteram. Everybody wave.
The real Ryan in the house.
The one and only, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
How are you guys this fine Saturday?
Doing great. So my real last name is Mottram. If you say it with a British accent and make the E silent, it makes more sense. Like Mottram, right? Exactly.
Mottram.
Well, my profile got zucked like, everyone else's. So it just made sense to be Ryan Shmotteram, I guess. I was Schmeyen for a little while, but I took the SH
Oh my
off.
fucking God. Are you
Yeah, it was Shmyeon Shmotteram. I might go back to it. I don't care.
Shmamala. Matthew. No, I'm sorry. It's just reminding me of the fucking Rick and Morty episode. It was like we're watching like interdimensional cable, and it's like fucking what show is it? They're like, where everybody starts that a word with the shma. And
I saw this picture of that fake meat stuff they sell in the supermarket. Like I don't know what it's called. It's like plant-based.
Yeah.
Well, there was like a package of that plant sausages, but they were so funky and smushy. They look like penises. Sausages already look like penises. I think.
Yes.
These really look
Which
like
came
penises.
first, the penis or the sausage? Were penises made to resemble sausage, or were sausage made to resemble penises?
I think sausages don't happen naturally in nature, but penises do.
Yeah, so I would assume that the penis came before the sausage.
I think
There's
so.
this subject called like biology. I didn't take that in university.
Well, that's what happens when you're in Canada.
Eh?
Hold up.
Oh, eh?
I'm on a moose, eh?
Actually, okay, so there are people from my town that got arrested because they jumped on a moose. Like they're on their boat. The moose was in the water and they jumped from their boat onto the moose and they rode it. But they got fined by the conservation officers because it's illegal to do that. You can't do that. You can't ride moose in Canada. It's illegal.
You know why they don't want you to ride moose? Because that's how you fucking take back your country. There's probably like some long lost fucking story of some fucking Inuit tribe that fucking took over, like wiped out some fucking colonizers riding fucking the backs of moose.
I think the white people, they just like to use things like smallpox instead. Yeah, we have a really dark history with our
my great grandfather, Angus McSchmottram, who came over from Scotland and somewhere over there. I don't know if that's even a real place. But
they come via moose.
Grand tradition of moose riding, and when we came to the States, there wasn't that many mooses in California, so
mooses.
We rode.
It's meese, bro. It's meese. Multiple moose is meese.
That was such like I thought there was going to be a payoff at the end, but I went blank. It's because I haven't smoked any weed yet. It's 9 a.m.
Okay, so fucking start the day.
Man, dude. What time is it where you're at, Emily?
It's 10 a.m.
Okay.
It's 12, it's 12 in the afternoon here.
You fucking guy. When I talked to you last night and you said, "Oh, hey, it's not going to be at 11, it's going to be at 12 now. Are you okay with that?" I'm like, "Yes." Yes, I'm okay with that.
He tried to do it even earlier, and I was like, "Oh no, bro! 9 a.m. No."
Oh no, there, bud. I'm sorry, there, bud. I can't do it, bud.
I think I ride a moose at that time. I got plans to ride a moose.
I'm so sorry. I just can't make it.
So, we have a pack of, I don't know, a herd of deer that roam through our neighborhood. But there was a moose that down the street, like 2 blocks down, is our school district. I'll send you guys the video. The moose broke into the school district building, like busted through the door, and they have it on camera. The moose like chasing people in this building and people running out. It is chef's kiss, amazing.
That's awesome. In the States, we get shootings. In Canada, you got moose invasions.
Hey,
Yeah.
and you know why? You know why you have moose invasions? Because of their gun control.
I was gonna say, if they allowed the teachers to have mooses in the classroom, it wouldn't happen, would it?
You know, like you got your pet fish in fucking like oceanography class, but in Canada you got your fucking pet moose, and you just you raise him from kindergarten, like he like grows up with you and shit, and that's where they raise the fucking moose for the fucking Mounties, bro. Like the kids who fucking helped raise the moose become the Mounties who ride the fucking moose.
I just assume it's all a bunch of bullwinkles and like, the mounted police officer and Canada
named Rocky, all right, Rocky and Bullwinkle, fucking going up to fucking Newfoundland and shit, fucking riding the backs of moose, fucking hunting down fucking border jumpers who fucking are running from the United States government and shit, and Canada's like, no, fuck that, bud.
Yep. Hey, if you want to get the population down, you just start electing unpopular presidents, and then all the edgy Twitter people will move out, like they say. So that's what you do, right? I mean, everybody's leaving the States because they're saying they will, so they must be.
Are they leaving the States? Are they coming to Canada? Are people migrating?
Don't know. They're leaving California, I'll tell you
that. The worst of them probably are.
Have you guys ever been to Canada?
Yes, I've been to Canada.
I mean,
whereabouts? Whereabouts?
Where boot? Niagara.
I mean, I've been to a hockey game. I've seen the Ducks play.
I have a video on YouTube somewhere of black squirrels fighting.
What?
Yeah. Black squirrels are like notoriously aggressive and they're not afraid of humans.
Oh, I thought you were going totally different with this.
Oh no, okay. No, like so I'm serious. And like there's actually a population of them in Washington D.C. as well. But first time I ever saw them was in Niagara. There's like this fucking, I mean, like they fuck up like woodland squirrels. Like you'll see them like you'll see a little woodland squirrel like coming along. He's like, nah, fuck you, motherfucker, and it like fucks them up, right? Because they're like larger than a woodland squirrel, and they're aggressive as fuck. Like you can get within like 2 feet of them. They're not like skittish and shit.
Wow.
Reminds me of our birds.
What?
We actually, Canada, okay, because you said black squirrel, much remind me of like this black crow. What?
Oh God, I thought you were going somewhere else with that, and I was like, Jesus. It's like I mean, Shenard's been telling me Canadians are racist, but God damn, no, I'm
no. So, in Vancouver, there's this crow named Canuck. And he like stole like a knife from like a crime scene, and like because it's a shiny thing, and so but it's like someone's pet, so they ended up getting the knife back. But that's all. That's all I got.
If your pet squirrel interferes with a crime scene, can you be held liable for that in a court of law?
Probably in Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, it's whatever fucking Daddy Trudeau says, right? So,
okay.
Yeah, he can elbow my tit any day.
Jeez.
I mean, maybe he was just trying to honor the black squirrels when he did the blackface thing. Maybe it was a whole like tribute. I don't know.
I just always find like politics so hilarious between like Canada and the States. Like, I pay more attention to stuff that happens in the States than I do Canada sometimes.
Lucky.
Because we're just. Yeah, or I just don't pay attention at all.
Yeah,
I just enjoy ignorant bliss.
I feel like if Shenard was here, he would be fucking debating you right now because he's like the fucking the country is ending.
He's like, you're the problem, Don. You're the problem.
Yeah, probably.
Just
so like
researching the crime.
The world is there's a few different types of people in the world, and one of them,
Kyles, Emily's, and pumpkins.
Pussies, dicks, and assholes. The dicks fuck the pussies, and sometimes they fuck the assholes, right?
If it's Wednesday.
But if the world is ending, like, you know, you can yell at the sky and the sky is falling, and you can do all these things, or you can like dance, you know, and you can smoke a joint. And I mean,
like no one's watching.
I mean, what does it matter?
I mean, just live, laugh, and love, man.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm just gonna whip it out and start cranking the hog, you know, like if, you know, there's you know, you've seen that picture of remember the Pompeii volcano eruption years, centuries and centuries ago, and they have all these like perfectly preserved remains. Well, there's literally one of a dude jerking it, like his fucking vaporized ashy corpse is stuck in the jerk off position, like
in his garage, surrounded by his drum set, guitars.
Right? Yes, like, dude, like if I see, you know, the A-bomb coming down over, you know, Tustin, I'm just gonna whip it out and start cranking my hog like the dude from Pompeii.
Well, me and my friends are gonna start old lady drug club. So like when we're in our 80s or 90s, we're gonna like actually start trying like meth and coke, like some hard drugs, right? Like, you know,
you're just gonna die. You're just going to die.
Yeah, no. See, so what you do is like you just make a cocktail when you know you already are going to die, and then you try all of them at once.
No, you can start dabbling now so you can build your tolerance up, so that when you do a fucking fat shot when you're 80, it doesn't just kill you right away. You can enjoy it when you're 80. So like, start doing more. Start a little bit.
No, please. I think I might have one line that I'm ever gonna fucking draw on here. Do not listen to Ryan. Do not fucking do drugs, like hard drugs, please.
No, I'm not advocating. I'm not advocating hard drug use.
He doesn't want me to die when I'm 80. He wants me to die when I'm 90.
I'm sorry, what was that?
You don't want me to die when I'm 80. You want me to die when I'm like 90. You're just trying to help me live my life a little bit longer.
Yeah, harm reduction.
Yeah, well, don't you want to enjoy those drugs? Like the whole point of the old lady drug club is to enjoy them. And I'm just afraid that if you cook up a fat shot of meth and, you know, put it into your shit. I mean, you don't see. Listen, Iggy Pop is an anomaly. Iggy Pop did not exist. I mean, Hunter S. Thompson said it best. He's some weird high-powered mutant. He's one of God's own prototypes. He's too weird to live, but too rare to die. And
I mean, he said that about fucking not Iggy Pop though. Like,
you know, I can put my own project here and there. It's art. I take creative license. Fuck it.
You basically are. You are Iggy Pop now,
dude. So my ex-wife and me, we got a dog back in like 2009. Half wiener dog, half beagle. He's a good boy. His full name was Iggy Pop Boombox Shmotteram was his full name. And
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And then
let's unpack that a bit, Ryan. How are you feeling about your divorce? Let's talk about that.
My what?
Your divorce. You said you have an ex-wife.
Oh, well, oh man, like
I'm a behavior consultant, like behavior therapist for my day-to-day job.
Oh Jesus, man, you're probably evaluating.
Let's come around and sitting down and talk about our feelings.
Yeah, Ryan, I want you to take a couple deep breaths. I want you to really relax and center yourself. I want you to grab out your. No,
you know, I can't find the answers to whether or not you can eventually fit a pumpkin up your butt.
Oh, okay. So if we want to talk about butts and pumpkins, I mean, I did essentially want to go there today for sure. So I guess for the listeners, they don't know that I somehow created a pumpkin persona.
Okay.
In an online Facebook group, and They just everything I was posting had to do about putting pumpkins in people's butts, and it's been over a year now. They're still tagging me. I'm appreciating it. The thing is, I actually don't even like pumpkins, and none of them Actually, there's like 2 people that know that. I don't like pumpkin spice. Like I don't even like orange that much. Like
I like pumpkin pie. That's about it.
no,
Pumpkin
ew.
pie is really good, though. I'll eat some pumpkin pie.
Just like putting pumpkins in people's butts. No, I
Well,
haven't, but I just feel like it's something I would like to do.
well, no, it's like your mind gets stuck on a thing, and you know, I. It's funny that this was mentioned because I'll go over to my girlfriend's house, and she has a roommate who is like a sister to me. We're great. We become great friends. Well, she
Okay, so that's
is
the
always,
trouble.
yeah, she's always getting like fucking things to make different foods with, you know, different dishes. Like sometimes she has like a gourd up there, like a pumpkin. And the first thing
You're
I
saying
will
she knows how to go
say
grocery
when I
shopping?
walk in is, hey, you think you get that up your ass? And like, so
You can get anything up your butt if you try hard enough, I bet.
I think that somewhere, somehow along the line, a person has gotten a pumpkin up their ass, whether it was by choice or by force, and it's probably happened.
I can't find
I
anything anywhere about somebody
always
getting a pumpkin up
follow
the butt.
on things.
Well,
Like,
because
I
like you get a pumpkin up your butt, you're not writing a blog post about it the next day. You're probably like, I mean, I don't know if
In
you're
this day and
surviving.
age, I fucking
really
100%
are.
believe that there would be a TikTok about it the very next fucking day. Like, hey, I just got done 24 hours with a pumpkin up my ass. You know, like
You're
The
not wrong.
pumpkin in the ass challenge,
oh my
2023.
god, hashtag.
The
My
internet is
friend works
ruined.
at the ER, and she definitely had one guy come in with an apple in his butt that he said he fell off a ladder onto the apple. It's all these boomers. It's these boomer men shoving stuff up their ass where they're just like, you know what? Like,
Crystal
there's
meth is a
stuff.
hell of a drug.
Flared base, sir.
Yeah.
Flared base.
Okay,
I mean,
good.
you're definitely using. You
I
gotta
got a
use some.
segue. Yeah. So my
I mean,
brother-in-law is a firefighter, and he had to respond to an incident where someone had put something in their rectum, and it was a curtain rod. And so he had to go in, and he had to like cut it because it had like got bent when it went in the dude, so he had to like cut it. And
Fuck.
and he was like a newbie, so like the captain like got like the base of it, and then he had to like cut it. Turns out the guy ended up dying
Oh
from
my
it.
god. Fuck.
Yeah, and it's just like, dude, like,
well,
and
here's the thing.
All that just for, you know, not even an orgasm. Like,
Well, here's the thing. He might have been coming the whole time.
oh, dude.
We don't
Hey,
know.
imagine that'd be
It was his
fucking. That'd be a
toughest use
great
of
way to die,
moment.
wouldn't it? You're just like fucking. You know,
I mean,
I got a curtain rod up my ass, but I'm coming. And then just die. Like,
you're a behavioral therapist or a social something or other, Emily. Like the type of
social
person,
something or other.
the type of person that is going to, you know, put a curtain rod up their ass. That is indicative of many other serious issues in that person's life.
Well,
Now,
he came from a very religious
obviously,
family.
well, I mean, if someone dies from a curtain rod in their ass, they were going to die from something else real soon anyway, because that's who they were, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's their destiny. I mean, he was probably a 40-year-old guy living in his parents', the top part of his parents' house, and they were very Catholic, and so he probably couldn't, you know, be authentically him, and so he had to use curtain rods. He probably couldn't even buy proper sex toys because his parents probably wouldn't have approved, and he
Yeah.
still needed their approval.
I
Are you
can definitely relate to that. So, like, you know,
Are you telling me he couldn't have gotten a fucking a Sharpie or a toothbrush or a drumstick or something?
yeah, I used one of those like mini baseball bats.
Dude,
Yeah, that's true. Well, so you know what? Behavior is actually dictated by the environment. So he looks around, and it's literally
Yeah.
what's in
I can
his
go
environment.
get it right now. Like, I can
I
show
don't
you.
know about that. There's a curtain rod. So no, I mean, here's the thing. I have done a lot of drugs in my life, in my past life. And when you do,
boomer, so no, okay.
when you do a lot of stimulant drugs, and you want to put things in your ass, and
totally.
And I mean, it's part of it. Like when I hear this story about Curtain Rod, yes, I mean, very Catholic family, that I get that, and there's a lot of repression there. But if you didn't, I bet you anything there was crystal meth involved, because I don't know how you get a curtain rod up your ass without meth and poppers. I just don't know.
Exactly, dude. Like that is exactly what I was thinking the entire time. Like I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like
you didn't have a little baseball bat lying around? You didn't have some markers?
Like, not quite as massive.
You didn't have a frozen hot dog in the freezer?
Hey, you would be amazed at how difficult it is to actually find something that isn't gonna fucking kill you for sure.
It's true. It's true.
You start walking around the house and you're like, yeah, man, the handle's looking pretty nice. I don't know if I could get up on there though. There's fucking.
All I know is when the fall comes around and it's getting close to Thanksgiving and there's pumpkins and all the stores, I just get hard every time I see them. It's just I see a pumpkin, I get horny. It's this. I want it in my butt, man.
You know what? I mean, that's what I need. That's what my tattoo says.
So BuzzFeed has a list of 21 strange everyday objects people actually stuck up their butt.
Okay. Let's guess first.
Okay. I mean, there's 20. Hold on, because then I'd have to go through every single one, Emily, and then this is going to be very difficult. I'm going to have to and then you're going to say one, then I'm going to have to go all the way down. I'm going to be like, no. So a light bulb. Intact light bulb. Yeah, still intact. And this ain't no fucking like American light bulb. This is like some fucking like big round motherfucker. This is like an old Edison bulb.
How?
Oh, okay. So maybe like the glass is less breakable.
I mean, that's what it looks like, but it's like it's much larger. Well, yeah, it would be harder to break from surface tension.
You don't start.
The person who posted the image. Listen, the person who posted the image is PETA Pumpkin Eater. I'm dead serious. Like I'm not even fucking kidding you. I will post that.
It's my unknown brother. I've always wanted a brother. I'm so excited. We're gonna have so many family activities to do together. Okay, what else?
This is unhinged. This conversation has been unhinged up to this point.
Oh yeah, a tampon soaked in vodka. That's not really strange.
No, that's just.
I mean, you're just trying to get drunk.
That's
not boring.
Cheap. They can't afford booze. Maybe I don't know.
A chocolate chip cannoli.
The guy must have been.
Well, I mean, that could do
my ass.
Hey, this person really wanted to get drunk. It was a whole bottle of alcohol.
Oh.
The whole bottle.
Man.
An iPod Mini. It doesn't say if it was with or without headphones. Like with, I could understand a little bit, like a little bit of vibrational tunes on the fucking,
I guarantee you that was like a 20-year-old, 19.
What do you think?
In college.
All right, glue, Elmer's glue. Elmer's glue.
Oh, I have Elmer's glue. I use it for everything.
Nunchucks.
Except for that.
Yeah.
That one makes sense.
The cool thing about nunchucks is you can use it with a friend and you can play tug of war.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh my god. Didn't even think about that, Ryan. Now, if you come to KyleCon, we're playing tug of war with fucking anal nunchucks.
Only if I can do acid with Heartwig first. Only if I can do acid with Heartwig.
Yeah, and hands down. Like, a candy cane the wrong way. Oh my god. What the fuck?
Wait, a candy cane the wrong way?
Yeah, like the fucking curve side up in that motherfucker. And it's intact.
That's what you do if like you're impacted and you need to like bust through that system. Then you just throw
Came the
candy.
wrong way. That's fucking.
I posted that one.
The nunchucks makes complete sense. That's the only one so far.
A razor. A
That should
razor.
be a Squid Game. Oh, come on.
That's like masochistic.
That is
number 10.
Pathological.
Number 10, I could see. You know, it's a toilet paper holder.
Well, I mean,
I've done rod though.
No, it's a little less than a curtain rod though.
If you slip and the toilet paper holder is in your ass, it's not coming out the front, you know? If you trip with a curtain in your
you're dying.
Moving on.
That one's more believable. Going to the ER and you're like, okay, I did slip with my pants down because I was in the bathroom.
And I was already masturbating.
And the lube was just already on my butt.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I already had.
So somebody put a utensil up there. It's a fork.
Fucking A.
And they put it up fork side.
I bet you toothbrushes.
Sour Skittles.
Well, that's how it starts. Sour Skittles, I could see that.
Why sour Skittles though?
I don't know.
Well,
I mean, it's like
eating them.
It's why you put creamer in your coffee. It cuts the acidity. It's same. It's why you put fucking sardines in your Caesar salad. It offsets. That's why.
Okay.
That's why.
Ass with a side of tart. Well, it's a tart ass.
Somebody shoved a rubber snake up there.
That's fun.
Yeah, that one I could see. A rubber, a remote control.
That wasn't even sexual. That was just fun. That was funny.
Remote control with the battery still inside.
No, you bend over and then you spread your cheeks, and this is the head of the snake. Like,
oh my God! You imagine you get that motherfucker like leak out, like fucking just you just fucking bend over and just shit snake comes fucking flying out at you.
You know, you could probably do tug of war with the rubber snake too.
Oh my God, man!
Yeah, you probably could.
Yeah,
start working on Kegels. Some Kegel exercises for Kyle Khan.
One of my favorite true crime podcasts, they have this section where people just write in all this fucked up shit they've done or funny shit. And definitely there's always these like girls who are like, I was a teenager and then I took my sister's electric toothbrush and I masturbated with it and I put it back in the bathroom. And that's what this reminds me of.
I put my friend's toothbrush in my ass at once and I put it back in his toothbrush holder. Yeah, I did that.
Wow. So you're never coming anywhere near my fucking toothbrush.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. I wouldn't do that to you. I don't think I think that's behind me.
Aha, get it? But
whoa,
behind you.
That reminds me though, like I did used to if you shit in the cat box, the cat will never use it again.
Really? I gotta test that out.
Yeah.
Hey, if I shit in the litter box, will they never use it again?
I've never used it.
You want to try it? Damn it.
Try. I mean, if you can.
I've been told no. I was just told no. Okay, you gotta listen.
They'll never use it again.
I looked at her and asked her if I could, and she said no.
Oh well,
because here's the thing.
You know what? No, I gotta assert dominance, right, Ryan? I gotta fucking just walk over there right now and shit in the fucking litter box.
Dude, and then you have to look for a cat while you do it.
It's your cat too. You also have to deal with the repercussions of this. No, you do that when you're a single man, and you got dumped, and so you break into her house and shit in her cat box. That's Jesus. What you do. Did I say that? No, or you could just hide the duke.
That wasn't you doing.
No, and if it wasn't the cat box, we could also hide the duke. And see, this is before cell phones, when payphones were a thing, because you needed to have the phone number not trace. So let's say you're at a party and the keg runs out. and you're frustrated because there's no more beer, well, you do what's called you hide the Duke. You go inside, maybe go into the guy's closet, take a shit in the closet, maybe find a shoe, shit in the shoe. Take a shit somewhere in the house, but you make sure that it's hidden. And then at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., you call that house from a payphone when you know they're all drunk and asleep, and then, hello, and you just say, "Find the Duke," and you hang up. and that's what you do. And
What?
I used to do. Yeah, you hide the Duke.
I used to do that. One time I locked my two guy friends in a closet in a shop in a garage. We were having a party. And I locked them in there for about 3 minutes. It wasn't very long. I opened the door, they come out, they had shit in Ziploc bags and then carried it around the whole night trying to touch people with their shit in Ziploc bags. And someone had it in their pocket and took it out and then would put it in their mouth in the Ziploc bag. It's disgusting. It's one of the most messed up things ever.
It was either that or they were going to be fucking when you opened the door. It was going to be one of the two.
Oh.
There's no in
they
between.
probably did both.
It was it was that 2 minutes in heaven or something. You guys were supposed to make out, not shit in Ziploc bags.
Oh man.
That's
and
good.
Then every conversation I think turns to poop.
Well, when you're hanging out with Miles, yeah.
The unfortunate thing is that because I love the group so much, the Embassy, the Kyles, and the Emilys, but in my real life, there's well, actually, maybe I shouldn't say it. Maybe he listens to this, and then he's gonna come murder me. Oh, but there's a bad apple. There's a bad apple in that crowd, not on the online crowd, on the in real world crowd.
What?
Really?
What? A bad Kyle?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is he, Don?
Well.
I mean, you actually just dimed him out to the council. You went snitch. I mean, it's what you just.
Spears is gonna fucking hunt him down and shit. He's gonna come to Canada.
Kyle has their own Secret Service Mossad that handles these sorts of things behind the scenes, man.
That's that's the job, the one for the pedophiles. No, I've already had the RCMP talk to this Kyle, and he has not.
Oh,
but so there's.
Oh, maybe we should.
Maybe we should snitch.
Maybe we should.
Talking about cops. No, joking.
I'm
actually,
sure that guy changed his name. He's not born Kyle. There's no way.
No. He actually did create his own last name.
He probably created his own fucking first name too. Then the fucking fake, the farce. He probably spelled it Kale or some bullshit.
He's probably really born a Zach.
Yeah, probably.
To be honest. Yeah.
Yep. Just spit.
He ain't got no Kyle, Ryan, or Andrew in him.
Actually, I don't let Zachs on my page. I don't let any fucking Zachs on my page.
Okay. Hear me out. Grew up with one for 23 years. All right. He's okay. But he's still a Zach, and I spit when I say his name in front of him.
You would put some nunchucks in each other's butts for sure and play tug of war, but then you wouldn't maybe look into each other's eyes. Yeah.
You can market it as a nunchuck battle, but when they get there, it's going to be like, what the fuck?
What are these looped up nunchucks?
It's like how the Joshes.
Why do you have a towel on the floor? What are these cameras for?
That was me last night.
What is this consent waiver?
Zach don't use towels.
Consent waivers. We have a lawyer in town, and he's kind of a sleazeball, and he actually just got a not guilty on a rape charge or whatever. But that.
I mean, that's he was the lawyer in the case.
No, he was being
I was gonna say that's just a good lawyer, no, he was actually
he's doing his job. No, but this fucking guy, he actually used to hang out with this girl who ended up murdering someone 50 times. She stabbed him 50 times with a machete, and this lawyer guy was given her journal and like aware of this person's like mental health concerns, and people were like, this girl's gonna kill someone, and he didn't do anything about it. And it was drama in this small town, I tell you.
Wow. Like 50 times with a machete, there's some serious, like, that's a rage killing, I think they call that.
Oh, yeah, that's actually,
and it's also another good reason not to restrict guns in your country. But no, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god! I don't own any guns.
They won't let me. I'm on a list. I'm not allowed to own a gun.
No, but this chick, it wasn't a rage killing because she was actually like schizophrenic and wasn't taking her medication.
Ooh, that's layers. There's layers to that one. That's tragic.
Yeah, that's that whole situation's like an onion.
Yeah, there's just
the family because I did. I have a podcast that I do true crime, like just for my area. So I talked to the family about it, and it's like so fucked up.
There's enough true crime in your area that you can fucking make a podcast based off of it.
Oh my goodness. Like, seriously, there's been people been going missing since like the 50s.
Old Johnny's riding the moose again.
Yeah. No, I just did a case on this couple that got murdered in their settlement in 1930s, just outside of town. And yesterday I drove to this like old graveyard to try and find their graves. But it's fucking winter here, and there's like 4 feet of snow, and I get there, and I'm like, oh, I'm fucking dumb. I can't find the graves. I'm just like, what the fuck did I expect? Like, I should have brought a broom or something. I don't know.
Should have brought your pocket moose. He could have found it.
I love my pocket moose. We've got like so many missing and murdered, like Indigenous women and people. Like, there's been people just going missing from Fort St. John.
Well, the thing is, the people who live in these areas are descendants of people who did not want to live around other people. And like, I mean, if you think about it, people who don't want to live around other people are either personally disturbed for their own reasons. Maybe they're running from something. Maybe they've committed crimes. Who knows what they're running from or what they're running toward. And so like these people have kids, it's passed down to kids. So like, it doesn't surprise me that like places in like the Appalachian Mountains, people find bodies all the time. It's like, well, because you got the types of people that want to hide bodies in these areas, I think. That's so yeah, it probably could be a true crime podcast for your area. Yeah.
I've already got like 25 cases to cover. And the one that's going to take the longest and it's the most, intriguing to me is Abigail Andrews. She was like, in her 20s. She went missing April 7th, 2010, I think. She was 3 months pregnant. Word on the street is that she was dating this guy and he had a wife and a kid. He got her pregnant and she was not going to have an abortion. The family knew about the baby. She'd bought everything. She was living in someone I know's friend's basement suite, and she had bought all the stuff. She was last seen going to his house, walking there, which isn't too far. It's a couple blocks. It's right where I used to grow up. And her cell phone, I guess, pinged there, and then she was never seen again. So, I think the boyfriend. I stalk him on social media. So,
like, is there? Because I feel like if a pregnant girl went missing in my town, in my city, and people were aware that the boyfriend maybe didn't want it, or there was that conflict, and she went missing. The local police would have that guy in a heartbeat. Like, I feel like
they never found her body.
Okay, and it's probably a hell of a lot easier to hide there than it is in frickin' Orange County.
So yeah. But word on the street, so he probably had about 2 days to hide the body, I think, from when he was first questioned by the cops. Word on the street is that he contacted a friend to try and get chemicals, like those big rain barrels.
Yeah.
I guess chemicals in there that he may have needed because he worked in the oil and gas industry. and people assume that he put it in there. And then my friend, who's an investigative journalist, did an article and had a tip come in that someone said that used to be on my like there was this rain barrel thing on my property. I got spooked out. I called the friend and was like, get this thing off my fucking property, like 4 or 5 years later. And then the boyfriend came, took the barrel, and the barrel was never seen again.
Fucking way.
I was just telling the RCMP this the other day because I was at this like youth mentorship thing, whatever, where you talk about your jobs and all that shit. And then we were having lunch, and I was like, I'm going to sit here and talk to you guys. And I sat next to them, and I was like, so do you know what happened to the DNA evidence from the 1983 case just an hour and a half here? Size 34 genes. They have blood on it from 5 people's DNA. Do you know where that is? And they're like, what the fuck? And then they're like, well, Prince George. And I'm like, all right, get me fucking in contact, motherfucker.
Wow.
Because there's like one of Canada's oldest unsolved double murders is just around here. And it was 2 German tourists who got shot and killed, and it's so fucking crazy because they actually had someone go to jail for this twice. His DNA wasn't on the genes. They had someone else confess to it, and his DNA wasn't on the genes. So they could put the DNA through like ancestry.com, and that's how they kind of figure it out, through genealogy.
No shit.
Like the Golden State Killer. That's how he got caught.
Wow.
It's like The Hills Have Eyes, but Canada's edition.
And it's just like mutated moose.
Dude, oh my, what was that fucking one movie where I think it was aliens or some shit, but they fucking made it like it was they like shut the whole area down. Like these guys are staying in this cabin. It's actually pretty well known actors. And then like the guy's like outside taking a piss, and like he sees this deer, and the deer turns its head, and it's like all fucking mutated and shit. I think Morgan Freeman's in it.
I know what you're talking about. It's funny. It's not like scary. It's funny, right?
It's like it's supposed to be like scary, but it's just fucking hilarious.
But it's not.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it. For a minute there, I thought you might be talking about Cabin in the Woods. But
but that's also a funny movie.
Right? Then you said Morgan Freeman. So I'm like, no, he was not in Cabin in the Woods, but he should have been. Should have been.
Maybe he was there all along. We just didn't realize. I don't know.
Now I gotta look at Morgan Freeman's fucking long ass fucking discography. Videography.
Maybe Morgan Freeman is narrating everything, but we just can't hear it.
Oh, that's Morgan Wallen. Yeah, it's videography. Sorry, it's that Morgan Freeman does not make. What do you call? What do you call? Is it videography? No. What the fuck am I trying to look up right now? Morgan. Oh, I'm just looking up Morgan. That doesn't help.
Maybe you need to jump off.
Producer?
Oh, IMDb. Hold on. Oh man, shit, he's got dreads. What?
You could put dreads in your butt.
What? Oh, that's disgusting. That is, I would throw up.
If we're still on the conversation of things that.
Well, do we want to go back to that? I mean,
no, we can move on.
Well, I mean, okay, so I do have a funny. It's the butt, drumsticks in the butt. Let's real quick corral back to that. So I'm a musician. I've been in lots of different bands, and I've performed as a solo artist. As a DJ, as a guitar player, as a whatever. And in my very early 20s, this is back when like Eminem was blowing up, and there was
Eminem.
Dude, he's talented as shit. There was the great white rapper explosion at that time, and like I love hip hop music. I love it. I used to screw around and write rhymes or whatever when I was younger.
You used to dabble.
Yeah, I was in a rap group for a short amount of time, and we actually played some good shows. I produced all of our music and did our, beat making and shit. That was really more my thing in the group. But we had a manager. His name was Will. I'm not gonna say his last name. I ain't gonna blow him up like that. But I was like, I think I was 20 or 21. He was in his 50s. He was from Texas. He used to talk like this. And anyway, I love this guy. He was great. First time I ever met him, my bandmates sent me to his place. They said, "Hey, you got to meet the new manager. He wants to meet you." My rapper name back then was G Wiz, by the way. G Wiz. Yeah. G Wiz coming up in the biz. Yo. Anyway, so I went up to his door. I knock on the door because I'm about to meet our group's new manager. I heard that he was older, that he was an older dude, but he was like he had some money and he wanted to get, in on this whole new hip hop explosion shit. So he wanted to, I thought maybe we had a chance to do something with this guy. So knock on the door, he answers the door. This dude, he's got a beer gut out to here. He's wearing a bathrobe, a Speedo, and he's got a gold chain, and he's got a margarita in his hand. And I'm just like, I don't say anything. He looks at me, he's like, "Are you G Wiz?" I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "Grab a Speedo. We're going to the jacuzzi. I'm getting you a margarita." Anyway, that was the first time I ever met our band's manager. I would then start calling him the Colonel because I fell in love with him in that very moment. Back to the ass, things in the butt. He's taking us to either a rehearsal or a show or something. He used to have this van that he'd pick us all up in. It's really a weird relationship now when I think about it. Because I was like,
what you're explaining to me, it sounds a little bit like grooming.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, I mean, I probably would have sucked his dick for $1 million, but I mean,
hey, we've talked about it on here before. I'd suck Ryan Reynolds' dick. I'd suck Ryan Reynolds' dick for far less. So,
yeah. I mean, but yeah, he might have been. He might have been. That's funny. I never thought about that. Well, he had no chance in hell with me. He had no chance in hell with me. I put up a fight, and so
Ryan, I always keep bringing it back to let's talk about your trauma. Let's unpack this relationship.
There is such a thing as repressed memories, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
he's just crying by the end of the episode.
Let me tell you, I have something called borderline personality disorder. Is this why? Yes, Ryan, this is why you have BPD, because fucking Will tried to groom you. No.
We're saying Will touched you and you repressed the memory. It's okay. It's all right. We don't have to break through that wall right now. Okay, we'll do that at Comic-Con.
What if I want to remember it? And so in the back of the van, we were on our way to something, and we were drinking beers, and me and the other rappers in the group were talking about. Anyway, I was telling them how it's great to jerk off with a drumstick in your ass. And they were, they thought this was hilarious. And I go, "Will, have you ever jerked off with a drumstick in your ass?" And without missing a beat, he goes, "Today." And it was perfect. You guys just went home. Yeah. Today. Yeah. So I mean, that story would have been more relevant when we were talking about those things. But so I wrote a list last night, topics, bullet points.
Oh, did you?
I don't know if we'll get to these, but I thought it would be fun to just read them.
Perfect.
Okay, Kyle cast. I don't even know if that's what it's called, but that's what I called it.
Oh, what is?
Okay, birds aren't real. Kyle Con. Broken my head 7 times. Register pass. Colonel Will. Drugs. The car business. Life pre-internet. Bo Jackson. No Zacks on my page. The Irvine Spectrum, Satanism and valet parking, sports, making out with Eric Melvin at Coachella, how I met Debbie, tuxedos, shit in the cat box, gay vulture fountain, Blink 182 mailing list, Flea's hat, Kid Rock can suck my cock, trashing Pennywise's dressing room, stealing Aaron Lewis's beer. Just read this; it'll be funny. Trust me. And that's my list.
You didn't.
I mean,
you didn't even fucking bonch, sir. You didn't even bonch. How dare you?
I mean, that's right. Okay, so like I went through this freaking period where I was just creating all these stupid tag groups, just dumb as
Really?
possible.
I had no idea. I never I didn't know that about you at all.
Like, why am I like this, Kyle? Why am I like this, guys? Why? It's like,
you know why? It's
some of
because
these
that guy, that fucking groomer in the van, fucking touched you, and you're repressing the memories.
Yeah, it's old drumstick Willie.
You know what's interesting?
Drumstick
Okay, so
Willie.
we ended up firing him. After about a year. And it's the guys in the band. They were younger than me. I think they kind of looked up to me. They were much better rappers than I was. Like, they were actually good. I'm not a rapper. But anyway, I was the hatchet man to do the job. And the reason we ended up having to let him go was after one of our shows, and it was a big show for us. It was a full house. We were opening for the Visionaries, who were a big hip hop group at the time, and in the underground hip hop scene or whatever. Packed place. Well, he was out in the crowd, like, trying to pick up on girls that just were, even if they were 18, he was too old and too creepy to be doing it. And I don't think that they were all 18. And then word came back to us that he was asking people where he could find heroin. And it's like, all right, bro. Like, no. I mean, we can put drumsticks in our ass all day long and put on Speedos and hang out in the jacuzzi. But we're not soliciting.
But we draw the line at legal women that look young. No.
Yes, because I'm the performer and they're for me.
Oh my god!
I'm just kidding.
All right, Anthony Kiedis.
Taking attention away from you.
I'm just kidding. I swear to God.
You know what? You did nail like a
black bandana, sweet Louisiana, right? You know that girl was like fucking 14 or 15. That song's about.
What song?
Fucking the Red Hot Chili Pepper song is like black bandana, sweet Louisiana. If you read his autobiography, like he claims that he didn't know until they were on like their fourth show, and like she had come with them, and she finally told him that she had run away, and her dad was trying to find her, and her dad was like this cop and shit, and like it's fucking and yeah. I mean, and he fucking stupidly wrote an autobiography admitting to having sex with a minor. But I mean, they didn't charge him because
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, like, Steve Tyler's still out walking around, free man. Like, Led Zeppelin.
But here's the thing. At the time with them, it was legal in most of those states.
Yeah, like in the 70s.
Yeah, like in the 70s and early 80s, age of consent was still fucking,
was it
16 at the highest, and fucking most states are like 12 or 14.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
I mean, it's just like, listen, it's really just a societal shift as as mankind begins to understand biology a bit more.
That's
maybe respect women a bit more.
What?
Let's not marry off the 12-year-olds anymore.
Well, like, no, that's a good point. I think we have evolved to where maybe it's not a commodity like maybe it used to be.
Well, not just that, but we're also, most of us aren't dying at fucking 35 from fucking, old age now. So,
you give any man, and like, I really like to, I hope I would be different. I'll never know, because I ain't going to get $1 million. I mean, take a lot more than $1 million this inflation, but I'm not going to become a multi-gazillionaire overnight. I'll never know. And I would like to think that, my side of the street would be clean. But I truly believe that if you give these types of people unlimited money, influence on, used to be MTV, programmed all the kids. we wouldn't have cared if it came out because they could get away with anything. They could get away with whatever they wanted because they had the power to do so. What do they say? Unlimited power creates unlimited something else. It was some philosopher said it, but it's true. And so I automatically assume that every famous musician I've ever liked is a degenerate. And that way, when they get called out later on and they get, figures pointed that, this Marilyn Manson's the most recent example that I can think of. I'll use him as an example. Wow, I never would have believed in a million years that Marilyn Manson was a sexual pervert and an asshole. I never would have guessed. This is not a surprise to me that he was like this. I could look at Marilyn Manson and I can listen to his music and I can think this guy has rough sex and probably pushes it too far. I can see this.
An absolute power corrupts absolutely. That's the quote.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for. I think I don't know who said it.
Who is that? Hold on.
Iggy Pop said it. He's another one. I love Iggy Pop. But him and David Bowie, the shit they used to do. Fuck.
I read a book, Daisy and the Six. She was like a groupie or singer too. I can't really remember. Yeah, and she was saying about all those guys just
degenerates. So it's like I'm never gonna stop listening to Michael Jackson, and I'm never gonna stop listening to Chuck Berry, Jerry Lee Lewis. I love these musicians.
Yeah,
I'm a musician.
They really knew how to get those young high notes.
Like I'm a musician and I'm a little crazy, right? Like, I know that in order to be a creative type, it takes a touch of madness. It does, and I can see that in other people. So, like, if you're a famous musician, you didn't get there because you're a nice person who plays by the rules, So that's kind of what I think. So I mean. Yeah, so I do think that Adele and Beyonce and Jay-Z have a blood cult and they drink children's blood.
No, I think
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Am I?
And don't get me wrong, like the one that really set me off to like believe that type of craziness was fucking Chrissy Teigen. And the crazy fucking shit she started fucking spitting out once she got inducted into this fucking world of fame. That she took whatever the fuck they're even if they're just doing some drug, she took too much too fast. Like,
it seems that way.
She was like, she even said, she was like, oh, have you ever, those really fancy restaurants where they serve human? Like, she was like fucking dead serious, like straight faced conversation on a reality show. Like, what?
Is it possible that she's just not like one of the more advanced trolls? Is it possible that she's
dude, Chrissy Teigen's not very fucking bright in my opinion. Like she's not a bright individual.
I would just say that our environment dictates our behavior. So from like a behaviorism point of view or applied behavior analysis, the environment dictates the behavior. So if all of a sudden you're in an environment where you have more money, you have more power, it's going to offset what you do. So you are going to be like what's called like the matching law. It's like you have like, do I really want to do that shitty thing? Is it worth it? Well, maybe I'm not going to get caught because I'm rich and powerful. So like you kind of like weigh your odds there. And if you're rich and famous, you kind of have an environment to make anything easier to do.
Sure,
and the easier it is to do, the more likely you are to do it.
It's true. I used to I used to work in the business world. I worked in the insurance industry in the 2000s, and I did pretty well. I ain't gonna lie. I was in sales, and I did real well. I'm sure that my ex-wife and that some other women that I've dated during that time and coworkers would say, yeah, Ryan was an asshole. Because I think I was.
They're due like a restitution. They're like, call 1-800 Ryan Shmotteram. If you dated Ryan between 1990 and 2000, you are entitled to compensation package.
Dude, holy fuck, dude. Hutchins' mom got stabbed. That's why you dipped.
What?
What?
Yeah, I don't know. Jesus Christ.
Where do they live?
Um,
Oh, that's my first question.
You're not. You're not joking. You're being dead.
I wouldn't say that otherwise. Des Moines, Iowa.
Okay.
I don't know if that's where she
Mm.
lives. I mean, that's where he lives.
Fuck.
A homeless man. Des Moines stabbing female.
And
Yeah.
he's been through enough the past couple of years.
Yeah. Oh my. We got to say a little prayer for Hutch, man, and his mom.
Yeah, I wonder what happened.
Fuck. I don't know if I can be funny anymore.
Yeah.
We
can try.
We try. Okay. So
wait, you said you couldn't be funny anymore?
No, how can I be?
You weren't stabbed. I'm sorry.
We'll take a stab.
All right, did that help?
No,
all right, I'll take the dive. All right. Fuck.
I'm back.
So
Hutchins would be so fucking mad if I didn't do that. Like, Jesus.
Oh man. Well,
no, I hope he's okay. Seriously.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him. When his mom comes out, all right. She's gonna watch this, and she's gonna be like, "That's what saved me. That fucking joke right there. It's the fucking power of laughter fucking saved her life, right?"
And totally coincidence, the doctor said the best aftercare was putting a pumpkin in my butt.
Yeah.
All that extra fucking vitamins.
Low effort joke there. I'll stick by it.
Do you know anybody who says vitamins?
God no. Ew.
No vitamin. No. Yeah. God no. Ew.
Vitamins.
I don't hang out with the British, man.
Yeah, no, I don't fucks with them either.
I'm American, but I'm British.
Except for Stuart and
the Shmotteram from Scotland, you said? Your ancestors?
From Northern Ireland, Northern England, near the border.
So Scotland.
They came via moose.
Basically Scottish, but even more but more English. My ancestors were totally Scottish, but more English. Yeah. So that
I didn't ken what you mean, lad.
There were sheep shaggers. Like I've been told that if you want to insult someone from Northern England, you call them a sheep shagger. And I wonder if that applies to the Welsh.
New Zealand.
New Zealand. I don't think that's a real place.
You don't think it's a real place?
No, it's off the edge of the cosmic turtle. Jeez.
Yeah.
I've been there twice.
Australia and New Zealand. I think that's just all a psyop, man.
Yeah, I think I was probably just doing meth while I thought I was visiting there. Like I thought my sister lived there for 5 years.
You know what? What they do is they fly you around in a big circle, and you don't realize it. And you're over the ocean, so you have like no fucking service and shit. And then they fucking just land you in some other nearby fucking tropical area, like a climate like they claim New Zealand is, and it's it's really just fucking like 30 miles off the coast.
I would love to go.
Waking up and there's polar bears coming out of places.
And
what is this fucking Lost now? Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
No, I heard that polar bears are starting to, because of I'm not saying not anything political. It's not where I'm necessarily going with it, but I guess there has been some ice melting in certain areas. So polar bears are coming down, and they're starting to interact with grizzly bears. And so the age-old question of who would win in a fight, a polar bear or a grizzly bear. Well, a lot of people have thought polar bear probably, because it's more aggressive. It's a fucking meat eater. It's just a killer, and it's bigger. Well, not so. It has no understanding. It's only fought on ice. It's never been. It doesn't fight on land. The land is a grizzly bear's is a grizzly bear's home field. So it's like, maybe the Yankees are a little bit better, than than the Angels or whatever. But they come onto our home field and we got a chance. So apparently grizzly bears have been fucking up polar bears. Pretty soon they're gonna fuck, and there's gonna be these awesome little fun, the cute ass bears are gonna happen.
Bears.
Yeah. Little mixed bears. Little mixed bears. Yeah.
My husband got tracked and chased down by a bear. He's a smoke jumper. So he jumps out of planes.
Fuck.
He jumps out of planes and then goes and fights fire. But then they have all their equipment with them, and they have to chainsaw trees and all the shit.
Does he fight fire with fire?
Yeah, baby. Yeah, he does.
All right. All right, Jeff.
Along, whatever, they're out in the bush and they've got their campsites and they're running hose and doing all their stuff.
We running hose out here.
Yeah, they're just running some hose, baby. And this bear's just tracking them. He's just him and this other guy, and they've got their chainsaws with them, so they're revving them, and the bear's not leaving. They ended up having to get a helicopter to come evacuate them out. And then when they came back, the bear had torn through the whole entire campsite and just destroyed everything. It's a little dick.
Dude, how do you handle that? They're not going to go hunt. Do they hunt bears in your area? I'm sure they have guns, right?
People do. Oh yeah, there's lots of hunting around here.
Okay. Are you allowed to hunt
John? I'm sure at certain times. Yeah.
Fucking A, man. Fucking A.
Yeah, because I saw my friend skin a bear, and then I thought it'd be fun to bring my kids to see it when they were 2, and it was a bad idea. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. It's there was just blood.
Because you're an Emily.
And of course, you have a true crime podcast.
I know. I'm kids, this would be really interesting.
On this episode of True Crime, Emily Dawn puts her child in danger. I know.
I tell you, it's always the social workers that are the crazy ones.
Yeah, so, I did go to school for social work before I went to school for behavior analysis.
Yeah, you wouldn't have gone into that if you weren't crazy.
I know.
I did not know one person who didn't go that route educationally that wasn't fucking batshit crazy.
My girlfriend is she has a master's in social work. She's worked with
you're her pet project. You're her little pet project.
Thank God. Lord knows I need
her thesis.
I'll be it. I hope she gets an A, man. I hope she gets an A. If she wants to bring me into class and parade me around like a chimp in a tuxedo, that's fine. I'll do it. Because she's great, and I'll dance like a chimp in a tuxedo for her if I have to. I'd probably do that anyway. I would probably dance like a chimp in a tuxedo.
Probably do stuff with pumpkins in her butt just on Wednesday.
I would. Maybe I have. I thought about wearing a tuxedo for this. I should have wore a tuxedo this.
Oh my God, dude! Shadar and I on the Eskimo Libertarian episode, he's like, we need to be more professional. He's like, oh, fuck around. I'll go fucking grab my fucking dress shirt, bud. And I was like, I'll fucking go grab my blazer. Fucking and we were gonna try and not cuss, and I was like, yeah, that's fucking dead. We were fucking. I still gotta count those up because we were gonna do $1 per swear and donate it to a charity. So I gotta. Yeah,
wow, that's a good idea.
I was like, it's starting to get a little too expensive.
The swear jar's getting full, boys. So, I know that you mentioned that Squeezy Jibs might be coming along one of these days.
Oh, he is.
So,
I just don't know when. He said he was going to be back in 4 weeks, 3 weeks ago.
Tell me about Squeezy Jibs.
Does he write in all caps? Is he going to talk in all caps? Is he going to yell the whole time?
Yeah, hold on. I'll screenshot the conversation.
Wait, are you guys looking at other things here? I'm new to this.
There's a chat. There's a little chat icon.
Yeah. I see the chat.
And I got Kaiser Soze on there too. Look at this. I'm such a boomer, man. Like, oh, look, technology on my cell phone. Well, I mean, Gen X, we're diet boomers. So like, I mean,
Oh, how old
I'm
are you?
I turned 44 in July.
Okay, I'm
So
36.
like, okay, like, yeah, you're just a young scrappy kid.
I mean, I do remember dial-up internet and
like,
encyclopedia,
but it
phone
makes sense.
books.
Like, as I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize why boomers are so like shit. I mean,
Are so
we
boomerish.
yes, like I'm starting to get it a little bit more. And what I mean is this. So like you realize that when you are young in like your teenage years and your early 20s, that's when you're building your blueprint. That's when your brain is making that blueprint solid. And some people uh, can deviate from the blueprint much better than others. Some have a much harder time deviating from the blueprint. Um, some people don't even realize they have a blueprint and think anything that isn't on that blueprint that they don't even know exists is just stupid. Um, so like it makes sense that they would have such a hard time figuring out, what's on the damn cell phone, fucking blah blah blah, because it's not part of their
What a
initial
life
blueprint.
changing.
Like, see, I'm not afraid of this technology because technically it's still kind of in my blueprint. Like I think I got my first email address when I was 20.
Holy shit.
But like, yeah, right. So like, life pre-internet,
Oh,
man.
the
I
phones.
lived a fuckload of life before. Thank God there weren't cell phones. I don't know how the kids today do it. I
Oh, I
don't
know. I
understand.
know.
Like, I had enough emotional, turbulence in high school without having to worry about social media, dude. Like,
Ugh.
fuck, like,
I
fuck.
once, when MSN came in, and you know how you have those like chats, so I'd be like chatting with these boys, and then
Yeah.
get in a fight with one of them, and then I'd print out the conversation on my printer that would had
Yep.
like those perforated edges, like, and then I'd rip off the edge, and I'd put them in a binder, and I'd
Holy
like
shit.
highlight.
Holy See,
See,
this is like
this is
Oh,
why you're into fucking psychology and shit, because you're fucking batshit.
I know. Oh, I have like a long-standing history with stealing lawn ornaments and lawn gnomes. I'm a little bit of a
kleptomaniac.
yard klepto.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a
Yeah.
smidge. I mean,
Yeah.
it started when I was probably I mean, it started from my mother. My mom used to make us go around and steal like stop signs and like pylons and put them on our friends' yards or
Now, was she
toilet
stealing stop
paper.
signs because she was trying to create chaos at the intersection?
No, I mean, like, that's illegal, but it must have been ones that were, like, on the ground, like, free for alls. But then when I was, like, a teenager, me and these 2 guy friends were driving around, and we just started stealing all these fucking lawn ornaments, and we went to Catholic school, so we climbed up onto the roof, and then we lined them up along the edge so that when you were driving down, like, the main street, you would look up and you could see, like, 30, say, like, lawn gnomes and ornaments just lined up beautifully while you're cruising by, which, I thought I was just doing service, like an
Good
artwork.
work.
And so the police actually came and they took the gnomes, and then on the radio they said, "We need everyone to come and identify their lawn gnomes so that we can get them back to you." And then years fucking later, I'm in a Tim Hortons of all places,
Oh my
having a
God.
fucking double double. I don't know. Yeah. And I'm telling the story, and this chick's like, this actually was my like future sister-in-law, but she's like, "Wait, Emily, that was my mom. Like, you stole one of my mom's lawn gnomes." And I was like, "Oh shit." And it was like, it was about 40 pounds. Like, it was huge, big. And I have that gnome in my garden today because, I mean, I divorced husband and the mother-in-law. But then when she ended up moving, she left it in my garden. So it kind of came full circle.
Well, sure. I just thought of something while you were telling that. Um, my youth would have been a lot different if I grew up in a town as small as yours because I never got hiding the Duke. No one ever pinned it back on me. Like I could shit in a
Amazing.
cat
I need to
box.
start doing that.
I could shit in a cat box and I could get away with it, and maybe no one would find out it was me. in your town, fuck, man. If I shit in someone's cat box, they're going to be saying on the radio that, like
I heard
And
radio
it would
call
probably
my
be
dad once.
it would probably be Dawn calling it in too.
Yeah,
No,
man.
but when we were kids, we would like we'd put, like cassette players, you'd put the tape in and then you'd record it.
Yeah.
So if you'd wait for your song to come on the radio and then you'd hit record real quick.
Oh, yeah.
So we'd call in what songs we wanted. We were annoying them so much that I phoned my dad. They're like, Gordon, tell your kid to stop calling, because everyone knows. Tell her to stop calling. My dad was the weatherman, like way back in the day.
And he was also he was a weatherman. He was also the sheriff. He was also the dentist.
He was probably the fucking Undertaker too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Hey, judge, jury, executioner, burial custodian, fucking.
There's only 20 people in this town, and I'm related to all of them.
No, there's like,
and they're all first cousins.
Yeah.
Hey, no, I actually do know people who married their cousins.
So
what we talked about earlier, people act according to their environment, man. Like,
yeah.
I'm surrounded by all these hot cousins. What was I supposed to do?
Hey, I had a hot third cousin. That's practically non-related, right? Right? I need validation on that, right? That's practically not even blood, right?
Fine.
Let's unpack this, Kyle.
We're doing
what's your childhood like?
Yeah, there's some unpack.
It was fantastic until about 12.
Until about 12, when your cousin started grooming you.
No. That was when I built a bomb and blew up in my hand. And I got put on the FBI's terror watch list. I was put on house arrest for 2.5 years in my house.
Like, how old were you?
I was 12.
12?
12, yeah. They quarantined my neighborhood. They called in the Marine Corps bomb squad. The FBI came.
Okay.
And all it really was pool chemicals in a bottle.
I don't feel bad.
My neighbor called an ambulance, and she said he got gas and chlorine in his eyes. They heard chlorine gas. So they fucking came, like every single fire truck within like 30 miles came there.
So what were you trying to actually make a bomb, and then
I was a pressure explosive. I was putting pool chemicals in the bottle, right? I was putting got and chlorine, tightening the lid, throwing it off my deck. Poof, right? And then so the last one, I'd run out of gas on the back deck, so I ran down into the garage, and I forgot I'd already put the chlorine in the bottle. So I put the gas in the garage, and I was like, ah, shit, started bubbling. So I fucking tightened it, ran through the house, got back to the back door, went to throw it, and it blew up right in my fucking face.
So it's like you pulled the pin for the grenade and you just didn't throw the grenade.
Yes. Yeah.
So, like, I mean, you must have been a smart 12-year-old too. You were understanding science. You were
smart woman, but
things were happening.
Yeah.
Maybe were you a latchkey kid?
Did
you have a lot of parent supervision or no?
No. Because my dad worked long hours, and then like my mom,
the 80s, baby.
My mom was doing no, that happened. I'm a 90s kid.
Yeah, we didn't have supervision back then. It's funny. I have a story it's not identical. I was having a water fight in my backyard with a buddy once. I was, we're probably
with the old trouser snakes.
Yeah, we were just helicoptering, baby. And that's when we first started saying NDH. It's actually the right. No, it's not. But we were having a
good, nice try, motherfucker.
I'm so gullible.
Yes, you are.
I'm flipping myself off. So like we ran like. We were like, playing military and shit, and like throwing water balloons and water bottles and anything we could find that we could fill with water. Well, in my garage, I found a jug of clear liquid that looked like water to me. So I fucking took the jug and I yeeted it at my buddy. And turns out it was chlorine. And
Oh God.
yeah, and it luckily it didn't hit him, but it landed in our battle zone, and we knew immediately it wasn't water, and we just like ran off and shit. But again, no supervision or nothing, so like we got over it and we made sure not to do it again.
Yeah, so I hope my mom doesn't hear this, or my dad.
Does your mom listen
one day they will. I'm pretty sure my dad listened to the Cohen episode.
Nice.
Yeah. But so listen, my parents, it was the year after my mom's mom, so my maternal grandmother had passed away, and like she was like her birthday was on July 4th, so she was very patriotic and shit, so we did like my dad spent a lot of money on fireworks, and we like went up into the mountains at that third cousin's house, and like had a huge fireworks show, right? But like we still had probably like $1,500 worth of fireworks left when we came back. Man, if I didn't have some fucking fun, and listen, where I was just like grabbing handfuls of mortars every time I'd go to the creek to go fishing. And where I was blowing them up, dude, you walk across the creek, you're on the Marine Corps base.
Oh shit.
And so like, dude, we blew up a beaver dam. And yeah, dude, we went fucking hard for kids back there, okay? Like
doing it for the children.
There's a trail that you walk like 3 miles and it takes you directly to the armory. And like we went all the way there, dude, and like some fucking MP saw us. And like I was athletic as fuck back then, dude. They chased us all the way to the fucking border. I was just like fucking booking it. I'm like, I'm not going to fucking jail.
Yeah, and they would have got some licks in on you too on taking you in. I bet
Nah, we would have fucked them up. It was like 3v1 at that point. The one MP couldn't keep up.
Okay, all right, all right.
Like, remember me? I'm the kid who blew up my hand. They'll be like, oh, it's fucking Kyle.
Well, no, they had a nickname for me, and that's my gamer tag and everything. It's the Acid Bomber.
Do you have a mangled hand?
What?
Do you have a mangled hand, dude?
No, so like it was mostly just chemical burns, and it was mostly in my eyes, and they put these giant suction cups under my eyes and ran IV fluid through it for like 8 hours.
And
this brought up like a memory of mine.
And I think
a kid blew up his hand.
I have a fucking like a piece of plastic. Oh, you can't see my fingers. But I have like a piece of plastic embedded in like my stomach skin.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean that's about it. That whole fiasco ended up costing my parents a lot of money. Like $5,000 in lawyer fees, $2,000 in environmental cleanup that they said it was too late because it was a year and a half later. I had to go to a victimization class. That was interesting because I was the only victim.
What?
You're like, I was the victim of this crime.
They made me go to a victimization class, and the fucking instructor was like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, like I was like, you got to be here because it's court ordered, but you were like, okay, well, just think about the people's days that you upset. And I was like, it's the fucking, it's a job. Like, they were probably fucking excited, dude. It was like fucking couple years after 9/11. So like, the terrorism fucking threat is still like fresh in everybody's mind. And they're like, we got a fucking homegrown terrorist and shit. And they're like, he's fucking praising Allah. Let's go to fucking Stafford, Virginia and fucking get this motherfucker.
Get him.
Get him. What's funny is they searched my house and my room and shit. And on the fucking table was like this plan, this diagram for this bomb that I wanted to build. And it was intricate as fuck, dude. It was like 3 different explosives like combined. And And I had, dude, I was 12 years old. I had yield calculations on there and everything. But like, it was just for fun. And but they didn't see that.
When I was 12, I was first learning how to jack off. Like
I'd been trying that since I was fucking 7. I grew up watching Real Sex on HBO. It's fine.
See, that's another thing. Gen Xers, we didn't have the access to well, I didn't have cable.
You had, if you had HBO, you had Real Sex. It was on in the fucking early 90s.
You had to get the
my friends up the hill had.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I that was a thing. Real Sex. That was like
Real Sex. Take 5.
Yeah, I remember that show.
Yeah, that's how I fucking learned everything. And my parents' floppy disks. What?
The first time I ever was Kelly Bundy from Married with Children was the first time. Like my dick was all hard and it's like fucking hurt. And like, what the hell's going on? I'm like 13. Like,
so I fucking Christina Applegate for me.
Yeah. So I just started tugging on it, and all of a sudden, a thing happened, and I was like, "Oh fucking hey, this is awesome! This is great!" And then like, I was that kid who like tried to teach his friends how to jerk off.
Yeah, everybody did that.
Like, I figured out this awesome thing, dude. I figured out this awesome thing. And yeah, there you go. Building bombs and jacking off.
Yeah. We may have lost Dawn. No,
I'm back. I just had I had children knocking on my door, and I was.
We're talking about very inappropriate subjects. Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends. You could raise them like I was raised, whereas you just if they find out about it, you just fucking educate them 100% honestly, and So when I was like 8, and I came to my mom, and I'm like, hey mom, I'm like God, I repeat myself way too much on this podcast, though. But I was like, Mom, what's a prostitute? And my mom goes, and if I ask my parents a question, they fucking answer me 100% honestly to the best of their knowledge. So my mom goes through the whole explanation of what a prostitute is. And she was like, why do you ask? And I was like, oh, well, there's a bunch of them in DC right now on the TV. And she was like, oh my God, you mean protesters?
Oh, that's so cute. But I really wish you had gone through your whole entire life thinking that protesters were prostitutes.
No, that'd be fucking terrible.
All right, check this out.
I'd be like, Mom, I'm going to join the protesters. You go do it.
So it was Christmas one year, and I was like maybe 10 years old, maybe 9, somewhere in there. And we were visiting family back east in New Jersey. And I used to play Nintendo with my little cousin. He had a Nintendo set up. And it was set up in the main living room on the living room TV. And so
there was only one TV probably in the house.
There was 2 because they had money. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And bougie, man, let me tell you. And so I don't know if you guys remember Nintendo. I'm talking the original old school.
I have one. Do you want me to grab it? I have an NES system right here and a fucking Atari 2600, sir.
Bro.
We never owned anything. We had to rent it. We had to walk down to Blockbuster and then come home with a huge case of like a Nintendo or something and plug it in.
I remember those. Yeah. I remember that. So you guys remember then when sometimes the game wouldn't work and you'd have to like blow on it, right?
Yes.
Put it back in. Well, I don't know where I got this in my head, but a friend I think I had told me it's called a blowjob. You got to give it a blowjob. And I didn't know what that meant. And so it might have even been fucking Christmas morning. And like I'm playing Nintendo with my little cousin, and it's, my fucking mom, my uncle, my aunt, my cousin's grandma, and like some old people. And all of a sudden, game stops working. I was like, oh, here, let me give it a blowjob. And I'm like,
I can just picture you, 9 years old.
And I kept doing it like, yes, it's a blowjob, guys. And I was doing that thing. Yeah, see, but if I had, if I grew up today, I would have known what a blowjob was by the time I was 5 years old. Because
if I grew up today, I would just be like,
Right?
But listen. Part of me believes that you should. Part of me believes that you should because, say an adult, fucking forces himself on you. You should be able to know. I think by 5, how to describe what that is and be like, he made me give him a blowjob, like, and even if it's a rudimentary understanding,
because they don't have the words to describe those things. And I know, like, just from my background of working with people who work with kids and stuff, we always tell our kids, like, no secrets. We don't have secrets.
Yeah.
We don't keep secrets from people. Like,
all right, guys. So I mentioned earlier I have something called BPD, borderline personality disorder.
Yeah.
If people ask, I just tell them I'm a spicy, I'm a diet psycho, and I laugh and I just say it's a joke. I leave it there. Without going into too much detail, most people that end up having BPD, one of the very common denominators that we all have is childhood sexual abuse. And and what you just said right there, like, I never in a million years would I have thought that I would be getting into this on this fucking cast.
Well, probably because you're talking to me and I'm making you unpack your trauma.
Fuck. Well, it feels relevant. It feels relevant to bring up because, I'm not ashamed of what happened, but obviously I didn't have the words for it if I was still blowjobbing my Nintendo game at age 10, when, maybe at age 5 and 6, knowing those words and what it meant could have been very helpful to me. Mm-hmm. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, but, exactly. And that's why I don't know, like, I definitely think with kids, like, you're talking about being honest, and they're asking you questions and letting them know and not hiding it. Like, if they want to talk about putting pumpkins in their butts, then I'm going to sit them down and say, listen, this is what I usually do, and I like it, but I don't know what you like. Oh, speaking of children, I actually do probably have to go parent.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's no problem. I was probably gonna wrap it up here soon.
That's what he said.
Kind of beat.
That's what he also said.
Yeah, a couple minutes. I do have something I need to address. Apparently, my car situation sucks right now. It's because I totaled my last one.
What?
Bullshit. It's a total. It was a fender damage. But you know how the insurance companies go. They'd rather say it's totaled and give you so that's fine. So do your thing, man. You're good. You're good. And so so my neighbor, my cool breezer millennial neighbor, who's wave to these people, Ryan. Get on here. Get on here. Come in here.
Get in here.
What's going on?
Hey.
This is also Ryan. This is the Kyle only Kyle's show podcast.
The Kyle clan?
Yes, and I got Kyle and I got Emily on here. There's an embassy of Emily's.
It's a thing. We're just
dude. The whole world's just an ayahuasca trip that we've never come down from. So just don't worry about it. Just roll with it.
All you need to know is birds aren't real.
Yes. And no Kyle's allowed. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, he's got his car in my garage, and it's what is it? Tell him what your car is real quick.
I have a JDM car. It's the best.
What the fuck is a JDM? Nobody fucking knows what it is. What is it, like a fucking Geo Metro? Like you just fucking throwing out some fucking random old car name and like trying to sound cool? Like
a Jedi motorbike? What JDM?
It's a 240.
A juvenile domestic motor vehicle? I don't know. Fucking jeez.
That's what it is.
No, I have a 95
fancy sports car.
Yep, it's loud. He's got the loud car. It's not another Kyle. It's Ryan. All right. Yay, Ryan, my neighbor. That's my neighbor.
Yay, neighbors. Oh, he's the one that soundproofs his place so he doesn't have to hear you probably.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be fapping and doing all kinds of weird shit.
What are they? Really wait, hold on. JDM Sport Classics, Japanese Classics. Oh, they like fucking what? They
like Fast and Furious.
I'm not a car person.
What?
I'm more of like a scooter person. Like I would love a fucking like Vespa, Italian Vespa, and like A little
So
helmet and goggles and flaps.
oh no, that's totally my like. I used to drive one, and I plan on selling my truck and getting one as long as I am working within a reasonable distance. And when I move to Florida.
Oh, and then I want a little sidecar.
On that note, I'm gonna dip out, you guys.
All right, man. Thanks for coming,
Okay.
man. I really appreciate it.
Hey,
I'll
thank
head
you
out
for
too.
inviting me.
Yeah, anytime.
Emily, fist bumps to you. Let's do this again. Let's
Yeah.
if somebody else gets stabbed, bring me on. I'll be an alternate.
Jesus fucking.
Right.
Thanks, guys.
That's what it takes to bring Ryan on. Okay, bye Ryan. Bye Kyle.
Oh, bye. Thanks for coming.